Hi, I'm Emma. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm sharing with you a recipe that I developed to beat the winter blues. It's a pasta dish that has butternut squash and a crunchy breadcrumb topping. I've upped the ante a little bit and I'm going to show you how to make a homemade pasta. It's not that difficult, so let's go ahead and get started. Grab my favorite tool, a kitchen scale, and a large bowl, and measure out 192 grams of all-purpose flour and 64 grams of semolina flour. Whisk these together with a fork. Make a well in the middle of the flour with your fingers, and carefully pour 2 eggs and 3 egg yolks into the center. This is how we make the pasta. Using a fork, whisk together the eggs, and then moving in a clockwise direction, pull the flour into the eggs as you go. The pasta dough will start to become shaggy, but keep mixing until the flour is incorporated. At this point, you can use your hands to start kneading the dough. Transfer to a floured work surface and continue kneading for 4 to 5 minutes. You can add a sprinkle of water to keep the dough hydrated. Cover in plastic wrap and set aside for at least 30 minutes. Meanwhile, set a pot of salted water to boil. Let's prepare our pasta ingredients. Finely chop a 1/4 cup of parsley and divide into 2 bowls and set aside. To a hot skillet, add a 1/4 cup of pecans and stir with a wooden spoon until toasty and fragrant. Add the toasted nuts to one of the bowls of parsley. Into the same skillet, add a pat of butter and 1/2 cup of sourdough breadcrumbs. Stir until golden brown and transfer to the dish with the parsley and pecans. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon zest and toss with your fingers to combine. This will be our pasta topping. Let's tackle the butternut squash. Carefully remove all of the skin with a vegetable peeler. Slice in half lengthwise and remove the seeds. A cookie scoop or a melon baller makes this step really easy. Dice the squash into 1/2-inch cubes and set these aside. Remove the skin from a small shallot and finely chop. Microplane some Parmesan cheese and set aside with the rest of the pasta ingredients. Let's get back to the noodles. Lightly flour your work surface and divide the pasta dough in half. The dough should feel relaxed and a bit more pliable at this point. Press one portion of the dough flat and roll through the widest setting of your pasta roller. Fold the dough into thirds and then run back through the widest setting. Gradually decrease the width of your roller, running the dough through several times before continuing to decrease the width. Stop when the dough is about 1/8 of an inch thick and cut into a noodle shape. Toss the cut noodles into flour so they don't stick together, and set this aside. Repeat this process with the second portion of dough. Add a tablespoon each of butter and olive oil to a pan, followed by your shallots and a crack of black pepper and a generous pinch of salt. After the shallots have softened, add 2½ cups of the butternut squash and stir to coat with the shallots and fats. Cover with a lid for several minutes until the squash has steamed and is starting to turn golden brown. Once the squash has softened, add 2 teaspoons of tomato paste and a pinch of red pepper flakes. Cook for several more minutes or until the squash is easily pierced with a fork. Taste and season as needed. While the squash cooks, boil your pasta. Add 2 bundles at a time to the boiling water and cook for 90 seconds. Reserve some of the pasta water. Transfer the cooked pasta to the pan with the butternut squash, add a big pat of butter and a little bit of the reserved pasta water and toss to combine. Add your Parmesan and continue tossing until incorporated. Finish with a squeeze of lemon and the rest of the parsley. To serve, top with the toasted breadcrumb mixture. Voila, pasta. All right, our pasta's done. Let's go ahead and take a taste. The pasta and the squash are such a nice contrast with one another, and the crunchy topping with the citrus zest and the parsley makes it really bright. It's a really delicious recipe, and I've linked everything down below. But as always, let me know if you have any questions in the comments and subscribe for another video. I'll see you in the next one.